unless one is an empowered preacher or favoured by the Lord, but a devotee of the Lord, one cannot spread Krishna consciousness. And you mentioned this before about how we often have preaching strategies, trying to innovate ideas to spread Krishna consciousness. So I'm just wondering if the basis is being favoured to spread Krishna consciousness, then what place do these strategies have? Yeah.
What place do the strategies have?
Yeah.
The strategies for preaching Krishna consciousness. What place do they have?
Yeah. In relationship to that.
In relationship to
the fact that unless you're favoured by the Lord or His devotee, you can't spread Krishna consciousness.
right.
That rather, I think rather should the focus be on that as opposed to trying to bring somebody.
Okay. Krishna is very helpful for all of us in the Bhagavad Gita. You know, he says the best thing is just surrender to me heart and soul. If you can't do that, right, then Krishna says, well, follow the principles of devotional service. And he says, if you can't do that, then, you know, just try to help. Do some service. It's a gradation, isn't it? If you can't even help the effort of the preaching, then just try to at least give up attachment to your activities and try to do it to help people in general. So there's a gradation. You know, we can't base a movement on. Well, no, we have Prabhupada's based a movement on us all becoming pure devotees, but Krishna's perhaps he's being more merciful in Bhagavad Gita because he says, you know, that if you can't do that instantly, surrender everything to me, then follow the principles. So there's nothing wrong with, you know, strategies how to preach. That's good, isn't it? It's just that they won't work until we're really surrendered to Krishna. It's a gradation. It's not black and white. So. That's my answer. Anyone else? Yeah.
I think we're in the next class. You have to turn on the kids.
Okay. Another question. Very well.
I'm wondering, like, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in South India is embracing all his devotees, embracing and he loves his devotees. At the same time, he's sending his devotees in different places. He's not taking his devotees with him for preaching purpose. But in our movement, always we have seen that we're taking lots of devotees with us to preach, Harinam Sankirtan, book distribution, whatever we do. So what is actually Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's purpose in South India?
What was Lord Chaitanya's purpose,
Yeah,
given that he travelled pretty much on his own?
Yeah, and also, yeah.
And he had one servant with him, didn't he?
Yeah, and also, why is not taking his devotees with him?
Why didn't he take everyone
Yeah, yeah.
with him? He was trying to get away from them, actually.
Yeah, so why is that?
He wanted to get away from them. You know, when after he took sannyas, I mean, where there were just these huge crowds, and he couldn't get any time alone. So, and when he left Jagannath Puri, everyone wanted to go with him, and he forbade them to come with him. And this was a feature of Lord Chaitanya's life during this middle period, you know, when he's a sannyasi. He had a problem with crowds wherever he went. So you're saying, what was his purpose in not taking anyone with him? Well, I don't know. He wanted to travel on his own. So in the end, he actually wanted to go completely on his own, but in the end, there was a compromise, and he had one servant. But then, of course, everywhere he went, he interacted with the people there, and they became devotees. So He didn't need an army. He was on his own. He was a one-man preaching army, you could say. But it is worth noting that Lord Chaitanya did seek solitary. Yes. So that's an indication that in the spiritual life, inner life is important also. It can't all be on the outside. It's got to be on the inside. Then, of course, I don't know exactly, I think he spent 6 years, was it 6 years, travelling and preaching. And then he stopped, he just stayed in Jagannath Puri after that for the last 24 years of his life. He just stayed put in Jagannath Puri. And then he was always in, there were a few people always with him. Any other questions? Very much. Hare Krishna. So Prabhupada ki jai.
His great grandchild Prabhu ki jai.